But the one thing that really allowed me to welcome in loneliness is the one aha moment, like finding what it is that you really want to do in life and working towards it. And two, it's the realization that you shouldn't fear death, but you should fear laying on your deathbed and being, insecure or not satisfied with the life you live. And that's always been my biggest thing. Like, not to sound like too arrogant, but like I don't fear COVID. I don't fear anything. I don't fear death. I don't fear dying by accident. I fear, laying on my deathbed and like not affording my son the life that I had or not living the life that I want to live. So when I think of things like that, like I don't care about being around other people. Like I gotta, by any means necessary, Malcolm X, my like frame of mind, achieve my goals. And I think like when you become that obsessed with it, everything else is just a sidebar. Like, I would say like I have an outlet, like we have the podcast. There's conversations that I have with you guys that are like my way of getting off my random thoughts that bounce around my head at the most random times, per se. Random thought. But yeah, like I have like an outlet, but I would say everybody has to start somewhere. Like my first outlet was smoking weed. You grow out of that. Like you should be smart enough when you smoke weed that like you've plateaued. Like you're no longer able to solve your own questions. You're not able to solve your own issues. So after I stopped smoking weed, I went to therapy. Like some people need to just start at therapy. Maybe you don't need to smoke weed, or maybe you go to therapy and smoking weed helps when you start therapy. Like things like that. Like you have to.
Therapist.
Exactly. But like the first thing is just always identifying what your outlet is. And like for me, gone through all of that, when I had my aha moment, and we've talked about this a lot, I'm thinking on the podcast and in just sidebar as well, is like the importance of reconnecting with your inner child. Like I remember points of like wanting to be really into anime and having a desire to watch it, but I didn't love it. So like I would watch Hunter, Attack on Titan, One Piece, all of these animes, and I'm like, yeah, I could get into it. Like, but one thing that I think I've sold it over again is like I'm really into Star Wars. So like I'll go back, like if I'm having a off day and I don't feel like being on the game or anything like that, I'll go watch Star Wars, bro. Like